I feel like it's night and day from the day I got drafted with the first pick Iowa City Circle City as a player. I've been able to improve and try to take things from game to get better at. Here are the first points of Caitlin Clark. Obviously was a big adjustment going from college to the professional level. There's a lot of areas that you have to learn, and you have to learn very quickly. Clark AD3 first triple-double rookie Kate Lard has it, and I feel very thankful to be surrounded by a coaching staff and teammates that provided me a lot of grace but always was there to be a shoulder to lean on and to really help me. I feel like I can continue to show up and be the same person that I am, and then as a player just continue to improve every single day and help this organization get even better. It was perhaps statistically the greatest college career, men or women, in the history of the sport. 51 broken records, the all-time points leader in NCAA history, third all-time in women's D1 assists. She led an Iowa women's basketball team that had been to the Final Four once previously, to 2 championship appearances, the signature logo 3 and no-look pass, building a fan base never before seen in women's basketball, leading to the women's championship game, outdrawing the men's in viewership. Caitlin Clark jettisoned into not just a women's basketball star but a household name and one of the most recognizable athletes on the planet, not just lighting up scoreboards but television screens too. Every box, whatever the box you had, day for she checked it, make no mistake about it. She deserves all the praise in the world that she's getting right now, and after one of the most historic college careers ever, it was straight to the 2024 WNBA draft with the Indiana Fever on the clock with the number 1 pick. With the first pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Indiana Fever select Caitlin Clark, University of Iowa. Think when you were sitting at your table, and obviously I kind of knew it was going to happen, but you're sitting at your table with your family, you're still a little anxious, and then the commissioner comes out and calls your name. It's super special and super fun for my family to be there and enjoy that with me, and it definitely shows that the hard work pays off. And I think more than anything, I'm just grateful. I think I told my mom this, I earned it, I earned this moment, I worked for it. And draft night only happens once, so soaking that in with all of them and enjoying it was super special. And a lot of my teammates, my coaches, were there, having them too to celebrate that with me, because I wouldn't have been there if it wasn't for all of them. All hers. Back to you fans, it's Caitlin Clark. I can't wait to get to any app one. Know you guys are excited. I am too. Go Fever. The move from college to the pros is a fast one for all rookies, but with the season starting earlier in 2024 due to the Paris Olympics and the media spotlight Clark had garnered, the next few weeks would be a whirlwind. Felt good. I was a little overwhelmed. I didn't know what to expect, but I wish I could have ran through this, but outfit doesn't really make that work. Those shoes just won't let that happen. Moving to a new city, meeting a new fan base, meeting her new teammates, and integrating into a new organization with the season less than a month away, and instantly it would become clear that the spotlight on the Fever organization would be different than the franchise has ever seen, as Clark made appearances on numerous national outlets and media poured into practices just to get their first glimpse of the 2024 Indiana Fever. And seeing Clark as a pro for everything you did after Final Four leading up to this, including non-basketball team, what did it mean to you to just play B? Yeah, I think that's what I was most excited for, is get all the other stuff out of the way. And there really hasn't been a down period for me to kind of really catch my breath, but at the same time I feel really grateful for that too. And like I said to everybody, I feel like I'm in really good basketball shape. There's no getting back in shape for myself. I've been playing basketball, there's been no really off period, and for me I feel like that's a really good thing. Just keep the momentum rolling and keep learning. Giraffe was amazing. New York City was amazing. La was amazing, but I was excited just to get here and get back to playing basketball and doing my job. And hear her communicating, you can see the way that she can find you. I mean, her passes are tremendous, and so as a post player makes me want to run, because I'm okay, I'll get a touch, let me just get down there, just because of how well she passed it. But I mean, she's a great teammate. She just talks, communicates, we have laughs, and so it's always great. The Fever embarked on what likely is the toughest early season schedule a WNBA team has ever faced in the history of the league. 11 games in 20 days, nearly all against the very top powers in the league, and it would take Clark and the Fever a moment to catch their footing. But even from the beginning, even in those tough early season moments, you could see flashes of the player Caitlin Clark was capable of becoming at the professional level. In just her 6th game as a pro, she finished 2 assists shy of a triple-double, drilling late game threes to bury the L.A. Sparks Ched defense by the Sparks fan 6 on the shot clock Clark and D3. Oop, that is it, knocks that one down, and it's a big one, a jam-packed Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Filled to the brim with Fever fans, 22 jerseys in memorabilia everywhere you turn, fans packed in the players' tunnel hoping for a moment an autograph from their young star. Through her first 11 games, Clark averaged 16 points, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds. Despite being just a rookie, Clark would see hounding defenses focused heavily on her, a sign of respect for her ability. Despite being just weeks old in her WNBA career, then Game 12 in the nation's capital, a night when both Clark and the Indiana Fever would transform seemingly overnight. In front of a sold-out building on the road, Clark dropped in 3 after 3 after 3, hitting 7 on the night, finishing with 30 points, helping lead the Fever to a victory. As it would turn out from that night in D.C. on, the Fever would have the #1 offense in the WNBA, even better than #1 New York or two-time defending champion Las Vegas. Two partnerships in particular stood out, the last two #1 picks, Caitlin Clark and Aya Boston. Their games seemed to click almost overnight, and once they did, they provided regular glimpses of what made their pairing so enticing in the first place. Boston setting powerful screens, opening up Clark. Obviously, AB has probably, the most experience to what I kind of had to deal with coming in here, being the #1 pick and coming to this franchise. She was somebody that was always very uplifting, and the relationship we built, obviously, between the post and the point guard is a very important relationship. The other, her backcourt mate Kelsey Mitchell. The speed of Mitchell resulted in her being the primary target in Clark's get-ahead passes, which would turn into a major weapon as the season progressed, but Mitchell, who needs little space to get off a shot, would soon start to benefit from more open looks than she's had in her career. To me, Kel is one of the most underrated players in our league and doesn't always get the credit that she deserves. She's had the best year of her career. She was absolutely tremendous, but she was always just somebody that was there for me and somebody AC could lean on, and she was always there to pick me up, and that signature deep 3 that made so many fall in love with her game. Well, it translated right over into the WNBA too. Her average three-point shot was 28 feet away this year, that's 6 foot behind the three-point line, and the furthest average distance in the entire WNBA. That seemingly unlimited range forces defenders to guard her much, much further away than they guard everybody else, which opens up other areas of her game and her teammates' game. When a defender has to pick her up at 30 foot, Clark regularly makes that defender pay by blowing right by her. This skill set is especially deadly in transition, where defenders have to make split-second decisions, which often turns into a pick your poison, leave a deadly three-point shooter open, or allow her to beat you off the dribble. And with her passing, her gravity alone makes her impactful even when the possession isn't run through.